Hello students, welcome to all. In this lecture we will discuss equations of uniformly accelerated motion by using the calculus method. So the first equation is velocity time relation, and it is written as V is equal to U plus Et. Clear? As the object is moving with the uniformly acceleration, so the acceleration of the particle is constant. Acceleration of the object is constant. Clear? So what we have, suppose we have an object that is starting its motion from the point O. Let the time at the point O is 0. Suppose it reaches at the point A after the time t1, clear? Then after time t2, it reaches to a new point which is B, clear? Suppose the distance traveled by the particle in the time t is x1 and the distance traveled by the particle in the time t2 is x2, clear? So this is the distance traveled in time t1 and this is the distance traveled in the time t2. Clear? Let the velocity at the point A is v1 and the velocity at the point B is v2. Clear? Students, now in this article we want to use this calculus method. So for the calculus method we need a small line element. Suppose we have a small line element PQ between A and B. Let the particle reaches at the point P after the time t and it reaches at the point Q after the small change in time, and that the time is t plus dt. Let the velocity at the point P is v. Because the change of time is very small, therefore the velocity change is also very small. So now we will use here the definition of acceleration. What is acceleration? It is simply the change in velocity by change in time. For the calculus method, firstly we will apply the definition for this small interval, then we will integrate from initial condition to the final condition. So what is the change in velocity? Change in velocity is dv, and what is the change in time? This is dt. Because v plus dv minus v is dv, so we have written here dv, and the change in time t plus dt minus t is dt, so we have written dt. So now by cross multiplication I can write down dv is simply equal to a dt. So what is the meaning for this a dt? We know that if we differentiate velocity, we get the acceleration, but we know that integration is the reverse of differentiation. Means if we integrate this acceleration, we will get the velocity. Clear? So now what we will do, we will integrate both sides. So what we have, left hand side is dv integration and the right hand side we have a dt integration. Clear? Left hand side we are integrating with respect to velocity and the right hand side we are integrating with respect to time. So now we will put here the limits for the velocity on the left hand side, and for the right hand side we will put the limits for the time. Clear? So now we are integrating from the point A to the point B. So the limits of the velocities are v1 to v2 and the time limits are t1 to t2. So we will write down v1 is the lower limit and v2 is the higher limit. Similarly, t1 is the lower limit and t2 is the higher limit. Then we will use the property of integration. We know that what we have the property of integration, x raised to power n dx is how much? This is x raised to power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So by using this property, what we have, the integration of dv is v and then we will put the lower limit and the higher limit. Also from this step I can take a outside because a is constant, I have already mentioned. So we can also write down in this way. Then we will integrate with respect to time, and we know that the integration of dt is what? It is simply t, and I will put the limits here. This is t1 to t2. So in the integration you will study that after the integration you will firstly put the higher limit, then you will subtract the lower limit. Clear? So we will firstly put the higher limit, so we will get v2, then we will subtract the lower limit, and this is what? v1. Similarly on the right side we have t2 minus t1. So we have this expression, but in this expression we will take a supposition. So what is the supposition? Let point A as the origin of time, therefore t1 will be equal to 0 and t2 will be equal to t, where t is the time from the point A to the point B. Clear? So what we have taken? We have taken this point A as the origin of time. If a point is the origin of time, then the time at the point A will be equal to 0. Therefore I am writing here t1 equal to 0. Also we will suppose that v1 is u, which is the initial velocity, and v2, that is v, which is the final velocity. So we will put all these values in this equation. So what we have? We have v minus u is equal to a t minus 0, means that v is equal to u plus at. So this is our first relation, which is called as velocity time relation. Clear? Students, now we will derive the second relation, which is called as the position time relation. So what we have? Next is position time relation, and this is the second equation, and the relation is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Also in this diagram we will use the same diagram. So what we have? We have the same diagram. Particle starts from the point O, it reaches at the point A after the time t1, and after time t2 it reaches a point B. So we have taken a small interval for the calculus method. So what we have? Also in this case we suppose that the distance traveled by the particle in the time t is how much? This is x, and the distance traveled by the particle in the small time change t plus dt is what? This is x plus dx. Clear? So what we have taken in this case? OP is what? This is x from this to this point, from O to P, and the distance OQ is what? This is x plus dx. Clear, students? Now in this article we will start from the definition of the velocity. So what we have? V is dx by dt, means that dx is what? V dt. So what is the meaning for this? If we differentiate displacement we get the velocity, but if we integrate velocity then we will get the displacement, because we know that integration is just the reverse of derivative. Clear? Also in the previous equation we have studied v is what? V is u plus at. So we will write down, this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Put v from equation 2 in equation number 1. So what we have? We have dx, which is equal to v dt, and v is what? U plus at. So it will become u plus at into dt. Clear, students? So now we have dx is what? This is u dt plus a t dt. So this is our equation number 3. So now we will integrate from this equation number 3 and we will solve this. So what we have, so now dx integration is equal to integration of u dt plus a t dt. So now from the left hand side it is clear that we are integrating with respect to x, and the limits for the x from the point A to the point B are, for the point A x is x1 and for the point B x is x2. So I will write down here the lower limit is x1 and upper limit is x2. Clear? So now in the right hand side, in the first factor we are integrating with respect to time. Again we will put the initial limit is t1 and final limit is t2. So this is t1, this is t2, t1, t2. Clear? Also we will solve this equation. So the integration of dx is what? This is simply x. So we will put the lower and the upper limit, and in this case u is what? U is the initial velocity. I will write down here u is what? It is the initial velocity. Initial velocity at the point A. Clear? And this velocity is constant. So you can write down in this way. This is t1, this is t2 plus a integration of t dt t1 t2. Clear? So what we have? So I will write down this is x1 x2, this is what? U. Integration of dt is what? This is t t1 to t2 plus a. Integration of t dt is what? We have already written in the last equation. The integration of xn is what? This is xn plus 1 by n plus 1. If we compare this integration with this standard result, so the power of t is 1. Clear? So the answer will be 1. We will increase the power by 1. So its answer will be t raised to power 2 by 2. So this is t1 and this is t2. So now I will put the limits. So firstly we will put the upper limit, then we will put the lower limit. This is u t2 minus t1 plus a by 2. This is t2 square minus t1 square. Clear, students? So now what we will do, again in this case we will suppose that point A as the origin of time. If we suppose this point A as the origin of time, then the time at the point A will be 0. It means that t1 is 0 and t2 is simply equal to t, means the object will take the time t from the point A to the point B. Clear? So I will put the values. And also if we suppose this point as the origin of time, so what is x2 minus x1? So it is clear from this figure that this is x2 which is OB and this is x1 which is OA. So if we take the difference of x2 minus x1, it is equal to AB, which is the displacement in the time t. So what we have, this is x2 minus x1 which is equal to x s. Okay? So what we have, this is s u, this is t minus 0 plus a by 2 into t square minus 0 square. Clear, students? So the final formulation is s is equal to ut plus 1 by 2 at square, and this is called as, this is very important relation which is called as position time relation. Okay, students? So now we will derive our next equation which is called as the position and velocity relation. Clear? So the third relation is position velocity relation, and this relation is what? this is simply v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Clear? So what we have to do again in this case, we will use the definition of the acceleration. Acceleration is what? This is simply the change in velocity to the change in time. For the use of calculus method, firstly we will define the definition for the small line element, which is pq. So this is what? This is dv by dt. Clear? Because from the point p to the point q, for this small element, the change in velocity is dv and the change in time is dt. So what we have, we can write down it this way. Also, if we define the velocity for this small element pq, again we have written in the last case, this is simply dx by dt. So suppose this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. So what we will find out, firstly the value of dt is what? Dx by v. So this is suppose equation number 3. So we will use the value of dt in equation number 1. So what we have, this will become a is, this is dv by dx into v, means that this is v dv into dx. So by cross multiplication I can write down a dx, which is equal to v dv. So now we will integrate from our initial point to the final point. Initial point is a and the final point is v. So now integrate from a to b. What we have in the left hand side, we have a dx, and the right hand side what we have v dv. This is the integration with respect to x. So we will put here the limits of x. X is what? For the point a, x is x1, for the point b, x is x2. So lower limit is x1 and higher limit is x2. On the right hand side we will put the limits for the velocity, because we are doing the integration with respect to the velocity. For the point a, velocity is v1, for the point b, velocity is v2. So I will write down v1 and v2. Clear? So what we will do, so what we have, we know that a is constant, acceleration is constant, so we have this relation, and on the right hand side what we have this equation. So the integration of dx is simply x. We will again write down the limits. X1 is the lower limit and x2 is the higher limit. And the integration of the v dv is what? V square by 2, and the limits are v1 to v2. So you can also write down in this way, x raised to power n dx is what? X raised to power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. You can give here the reference of this standard result. So now we will solve this equation, and what we will do, we will firstly put the higher limit, then we will put the lower limit. So higher limit is what? This is x2 minus x1, which is equal to 1 by 2 into v2 square minus v1 square. Clear? So by cross multiplication I can write down 2a x2 minus x1, which is v2 square minus v1 square. Clear, students? Again, for the simplification of this result, we will suppose this point as the origin of position axis as well as for the time axis. Clear? So the terms will be very much simpler. So we can write down x2 minus x1 is simply s, and we can write down v1 as the initial velocity and v2 as the final velocity. So what will be our final result? This is 2as, which is equal to v2 square means v square and v1 square means u square. So this is our third relation, which is very, very important. It is called as the position velocity relation. Clear? Now next we will do some numericals. What we have, Students, now we will solve these two numericals. So the first numerical is the position of the particle is given by x is equal to t cube minus 6t square plus 3t plus 4 meter. So we have to find out the velocity when acceleration is 0. Clear? So firstly we will find out the condition of time when acceleration is 0. So what we will do, firstly we have velocity is what? This is dx by dt. So what we will do, we will differentiate this x with respect to time. So x is what? T cube minus 6t square plus 3t plus 4, and we will use this formulation. The derivative of t raised to power n is what? This is n t raised to power n minus 1. So what is velocity? The derivative of t raised to power cube by using this formulation is what? This is 3t square minus this is 12t plus 3. Similarly, we will find out the value for acceleration, which is simply equal to dv by dt, and the derivative of velocity with respect to time can be written as 3t square minus 12t plus 3. So now we will differentiate this factor with respect to t. This is what? This is 60 minus 12 plus 0, because the derivative of constant term is 0. So this is simply 6t minus 12, and we will find out firstly the condition of time when acceleration is 0. So they have given acceleration is 0, means 60 minus 12 is 0. So what is this? 60 minus 12 is 0. So we will solve this. So 60 is equal to 12. So t is what? This is 12 by 6. So this will get cancelled. So what is the time? Time is 2 seconds. Means the acceleration is 0 when time t equal to 2 seconds. So we will find out the velocity at time t equal to 2 seconds. So now this is the formulation for velocity. Put here t equal to 2 seconds. So what is velocity? This is what? 3 into 2 raised to power square minus 12 into 2 plus 3. So velocity at t equal to 2 seconds is what? 2 raised to power 2 means bacho 4. 4 into 3, this is 12 minus this is 24 plus 3. So 12 plus 3 is 15 minus 24, this is minus 9. So velocity at t equal to 2 seconds is what? Minus 9 meter per second. So this is the answer of this numerical. Clear? So now we will solve this second numerical. So in this case, what they have, the position changes with the time, which is a plus b t square, and a is what? A is 8.5 meter and b is what? This is 2.5 meter per second square. Clear? So what we have to find out, firstly we will find out the velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. So what is velocity, students? This is simply dx by dt, and dx by dt means d by dt of x. X is what? A plus b into t square. So what is the derivative of this term? A is constant, so its derivative is 0 plus bt means this is 2bt. Clear? So what is b? B is 2.5. This is 2.5 into t means velocity is what? This is 5t. But we want to calculate the velocity at 2 seconds. So we will put t equal to 2 seconds. So what is the velocity at time t equal to 2 seconds? This is simply equal to 5 into 2, which is 10 meter per second. Clear? This is what we have calculated, the velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. Clear, students? Now we will find out the average velocity. Average velocity is what? This is what? Total distance covered between t equal to 2 seconds to t equal to 4 seconds divided by total time taken. So what is the time taken from t equal to 2 seconds to t equal to 4 seconds? It is simply 2 seconds. So what is the distance traveled in 2 seconds to 4 seconds? We will understand with the help of a diagram. Suppose particle is initially at the point O. Let the time is here 0. After suppose time 2 seconds, it reaches to a point A, and after 4 seconds, it reaches to the point B. So what is the distance traveled in 2 seconds? This is OA. OA is what? Distance traveled in 2 seconds. And what is OB? This is the distance traveled in 4 seconds. But we want to calculate the total distance covered between 2 seconds to 4 seconds, means from the point A to the point B. And this distance is simply equal to OB minus OA. Clear? So what will be our formulation? Our formulation will be, this is x4, ऐसे लिखते हैं, t equal to 4 second minus x t equal to 2 second divided by 4 minus 2. What we have, x is equal to a plus b t square. So what is x2? So this is a plus b into 2 square, which is a plus 4b. And what is xt4, which is a plus b into 4 square, which is a plus 16b. So we will put here the values. So v average is what? This is x4 minus x2, which is a plus 16b minus a plus 4b divided by 2. 4 minus 2 is simply equal to 2. So now we will solve this expression. So what is V average? This is simply will get cancelled, and for 16 minus 4, this is 12b divided by 2, and this will get cancelled. So this is what? 6b. Clear, students? So what is the average velocity? This is 6b, and b is what? 2.5 meter. So we will not write down here units. So this is simply equal to 15 meter per second. So what is the average velocity between the time t equal to 2 to 4 seconds? This is simply 15 meter per second. Clear? So this is the end of this lecture. Thank you.